Morning, guys. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with me being a little sick. I've had a cold over the weekend. But we are getting ready to head out. We are headed down to Shippensburg today. We are picking up another excavator. And I know, another excavator. But, I mean, if that's what the people are shipping, then that's what this guy has to haul, if you know what I mean. So, but after that load, we already booked another load. That one's going to Wilkesboro, North Carolina. We already have another load booked out of Roseboro, North Carolina. About 200 miles of deadhead. That is a cat haul truck, so that'll be pretty neat to see. That's going up to Nemesis, Virginia, and then we're either going to deadhead it home from there, or we'll find something else and bring that home. So I hope you guys enjoy the ride this week, and I gotta go get some fuel. So let's go do that and head down to Shippensburg and get loaded up and headed south. So I did get the truck washed last week after my last load. Friday morning, took it to the truck wash and got it washed. Got the trailer washed pretty well. And they seem to do a good job. Sometimes Blue Beacon, they can, you know, you pay, I think I paid $120 on Friday to get the truck and the trailer washed. And sometimes you go in there and you have them wash it. And then you bring it back and it dries off and there's soap all over it, or, you know, it's hit or miss. I don't know, that's the way it is at my Blue Beacon up here in Carlisle. But we got that done on Friday. They seem to do a pretty good job. The trailer really needed it. It was real crusty. So we got that washed off and go get some fuel. And then head down, get that excavator loaded up, and head south with that. So I'm hoping that we booked our second load of the week before we even left today. This morning, a company we ran for last week actually emailed us and said they had a load out of North Carolina again if we were interested. So we ran the maps and figured out what our rate would be if we ran that, and it's good. So we're going to go ahead and run that one, but I'm hoping that's a sign that the economy's starting to pick up. You know, and equipment is starting to move here, which would be good. It's been a while since things were really moving. So we'll see. The yard we're going to today is a Keene yard. Last week we picked up right up here on the right at the Keene yard. This is another yard they have. It's about 30 miles away down in Shippensburg. They have a bunch of equipment down there as well. Keene is a subsidiary of, I'm probably going to butcher the name, but it's Wallenius Wilhelmsen, and that is a huge shipping company. They bring ships into all the ports, at least along the East Coast, probably the West Coast as well. But this yard here in Carlisle and the one in Shippensburg, they bring ships into Baltimore Port of Baltimore, and then trucks bring the equipment up here, and they have staging yards, and then they'll bring trucks into those yards to ship them out to dealers to their final destination. You guys are probably getting sick of seeing me hauling excavators, but maybe we can get some different camera angles today, make it a little more interesting. And then I think you'll like that that haul truck we're getting tomorrow. It's a Cat 725 articulated dump truck, and those are pretty cool looking. We're going to try to show up a little early for our appointment. Our appointment's at 1:20. That was the first one they had today. So this is a good paying load, so we weren't going to quibble about it. We just took it. now my ETA down there is about 1 o'clock. So hopefully they won't be too upset. We show up 15-20 minutes early, and they'll just get us loaded and we can get down the road. Checked in. Gotta get my safety vest so nobody runs me over. I'm very specific about that. Gotta have a vest on at all times. So put it on, and then we're gonna drive around back and get loaded up. So this excavator at least is a different brand. This is a Liugong. I believe those are made in China.
China!
So the Komatsu I hauled last week, I think they're made in Japan. So I do find that the American-made stuff is usually the better quality. John Deere, Cat, and then Volvos. Volvos are usually pretty nice. So usually they have you load right over there. So, but I don't see anybody. There's somebody down there. Look right to me. They're all sitting back there in the back part of that yard. I don't know where they'll want me. Hey, you guys still load right here? Do you guys still load right here? Getting an excavator. All right. Let's try to get straight. So now we'll get our chains out, get all set up, so when they come out to load it, we'll be ready. Alright, there's all our chains out. Now we'll get our banners and our flags. We can put those up a while. Alright, there's the back. All flagged up. Now I'll go put our banner on the front. Alright, so we're all flagged, banners on, so now we're just waiting for them to bring the excavator over, which is down in that yard down in the corner. This place won't let you load stuff on your own. Some places you go to, the ports, you just check in, tell them what piece you're getting, and then you go find it and drive it back to your truck and load it up. So there are all the excavators down there. So once they get over here and get to us, they'll bring it up and load it on. Go get this thing chained down. Yeah, I think we're gonna move this back a little bit. Hopefully they don't get pissed. Just a little bit. I just wanted to move that because the drive motors are back here, so that means the weight is going to be further towards the back. I think that's going to be pretty close. It has a bucket on it, so it should be pretty close to that. It's 10.6. You mean to pull up?
I'm gonna try to squeeze in between.
Okay.
Just so I can get the walk. Just so I can get the walk space.
Yeah, if you need me to pull up, I will.
I just want to give you a heads up.
All right, thank you. There you go. There's an example of a pretty big truck. So that's a 1 + 3 + 4. So that's 8 axles. So he's probably up. I don't know, that doesn't look that heavy though. Interesting. It's got plenty of room. So I wonder where that guy's going that he needs so many axles. That bulldozer does not look that big. I don't know, maybe it's just because his truck and trailer are bigger. But so there he is. He's getting sprayed off in the wash bay. Well, wash bay in quotes because it's just a guy with a pressure washer. But I get him washed, and then I'll pull up there and they'll wash me, and then we'll be able to take off and get the hell out of here. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. It's about 2:15 right now. So we only have until 5:30 to run today. So we're going to try to get hopefully down into Virginia. I was hoping to make it down to Staunton. There's a pretty nice hotel down that way, but we'll see where we get. Alright, so we're finally done washing. It is clean. Actually took longer to wash the machine than it did to load it and chain it down. So, you know, they should maybe invest in some gravel or something. Alright, we are finally done here. Just backing out. We're going to try to get down to Staunton, Virginia tonight. There's a hotel down there that's pretty nice I like to stay at. So we'll try to make it down there. So they store these things in a lot that apparently is nothing but mud. So the tracks get caked in mud by the time they get it to your trailer. bring it up here and they wash it, but they have one crappy pressure washer, and it took longer to wash the machine than it took to load it and chain it down, which is ridiculous. And then, so I just washed my truck and my trailer on Friday. Had the trailer all clean, and then I come here and they load this, and they pressure wash those tracks with mud all over them. So now the middle of my trailer is just covered in mud that was on the tracks of this thing. So that's nice. But we are loaded. So it is 3:07 right now. So almost 2 hours. They just do things so inefficiently here. It's all Keene places. Some places you go, like the ports, you go in, they ask you what you're getting, you show them the serial number, and then they tell you where it is, and you drive to it, and you load it up, and you roll out. You know, all they have to do is check you have the right piece of equipment. But here, they don't let you touch anything, or you're not supposed to. And then they have to wash it. If they would put a layer of gravel down in their yard, then it wouldn't be so muddy, and they wouldn't have to wash everything for 45 minutes before you can leave. All right, I'm done complaining. Do some driving now. All right.
Or inside, please. Sorry about that.
Yep. All right, guys, so kids, weigh your loads, because if you don't and you're 2,000 pounds over, then you get a $130 fine. So that's what we're looking at. I was trying to make some time because they took so long getting us loaded in there where we picked up. So I was trying to make some time and get as many miles done today before the sun goes down. So I had thought that we permitted it for heavier than we were, and turns out that was not the case. So they told us this was 52,000 pounds. We permitted it at, I think Jen pulled that permit for 53,000 pounds, and turns out it's 55,000 pounds. So we were over by 2,000. So $130 ticket. It didn't invalidate our permit, so we're still good on our permit. Just got to pay the fine. And yeah, so there we go. So now we got to roll out and see how far we can get. I don't think we're gonna make it to Staunton. We're gonna have to try to refund that hotel and get another one. So yeah, here we go. Alright guys, just got here to Newmarket, Virginia. We didn't make it to Staunton because of the whole scale issue. So yeah, so because we got fined there and we got a ticket for being overweight by 2,000 pounds, and that was a $130 ticket. So we had thought we had permitted for more weight than we were actually hauling. So they told us this piece would be 52,000 pounds. And then we permitted it as if it was, well, I think we actually permitted for 1,500 pounds more. So 53.5. But it turns out that the piece actually weighs like 55,500. But we figured out Virginia, and we should have known this beforehand, but Virginia does not charge you based on weight. They just charge you a fee for the permit, and then 30 cents a mile for the miles you do in Virginia. So from now on, I think what we will do is just permit for, I don't even know, 2,000, 5,000 pounds more than we're actually hauling, because it's the same price. So we'll just, we'll put our steer at 14, and then we'll just use even numbers and just permit for way more than we're hauling, and we shouldn't have a problem in Virginia anymore. And that'll be cheaper than going to the scale, which is $14 every time you scale something. We'll just permit for more, and it'll be the same price. So that solves that problem. But because of that, because of getting held up at the scale, we were going to try to make it to Staunton. We were going to be a little after sunset getting there, but after the debacle at the scale, we lost almost an hour at the scale. So we weren't going to make it to Staunton. So we got to Quality Inn here in Newmarket, Virginia. Unfortunately, we could not get refunded for our hotel. It was non-refundable. So that's just, you know, an expensive lesson learned. $130 ticket, $70 for the hotel. So, I mean, that happens every once in a while. Just cost of doing business, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and get checked in here and settle in for the night, and I will talk to you guys again in the morning. Alright, good morning guys. It is about a little after 7. We're getting ready to get started today. Hopefully today will be a better day. We only managed to get about 150 miles from home yesterday before I had to shut it down because of sunset. Just a combination of taking a while loading, and then we had our issues at the scale, got a ticket. We did talk to the broker about that. He said to send him a copy of the ticket and he'll see what he can do. So maybe we'll get a little bit back from that, since they told us it was, you know, I don't know what, 3,000 or 3,500 pounds lighter than it actually was. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll give you guys an update. I'm going to try to get you guys some different camera angles today, maybe make it a little more interesting. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we are all unloaded. I got, I don't know, some of the mud off of the trailer. Man, it was caked on there. So process of sweeping and kicking, I got most of it loosened up and brushed off. But that load is delivered. So now I'm gonna head over to Roseboro, North Carolina. Probably get over there, get a hotel over there for the night, and then we're picking up a Cat 725 in the morning. So I'm hoping to pick it up and run it up to Manassas, Virginia, and get it delivered tomorrow. Hopefully that's the way it works out. If we can do that, then I'm only, I think, a little less than 200 miles from home. So I'll be able to get that delivered and then just shoot home, and maybe end of the week we can get another load in. So get in the truck here, and then we will head east across North Carolina.